You know how when you start to feel anxious about anything, thoughts start to move a mile a minute and they gather other anxious thoughts? And usually, if unbridled and if not stopped, will cause more anxiety. It creates this snowball effect of anxiety. That's something that we all really need to be aware of right now. Because being in a space of anxiety isn't good for ourselves, isn't good for our brains, isn't good for our lives. So, what do we do when we're anxious? The reasons that we're feeling anxiety right now are probably valid. So that's first and foremost is it's not about proving when we're feeling anxious, proving to ourselves or to our friends not to feel anxious from here. It's usually we'll be able to validate why we're anxious. So that's not the point. It's to clear the actual energy, and so that we're able to have the space within us to be available for the feeling of peace, the feeling of hope. When we then, from there, bring the subject matter that we're anxious about, we'll have a new perspective. It's not to say that we'll solve the problems right away. Some problems take a while to solve. And the problems that we're in globally right now might take a while to solve. But it's about discovering my place of power moment to moment in really anxiety-driven times. So that's what the meditation is about on this blog, and it's what the exercise that I'll walk you through is about, is what to do with that anxious energy. And essentially, we want to move the energy out. Or in the meditation, it was inspired by my last night's sleep. And I woke up, I don't know if this happens to you, I woke up in the middle of the night for a good few hours and cycling through anxious thoughts. And it took a long time to not feel anxious. Hold on, I just see something in the background. I want to see if I can get it. This is a fun. Nice. Sorry, I had to. So, again, it's not about solving the subject matter when we're anxious. It's not polite to talk with my mouth full. It's about moving the energy. And so when I was in bed, I exaggerated the movement, rolling around. I mean, this is tricky if you're sleeping with another human, so you might need to get out and go to another bed. But moved around, tossing and turning, exaggerating the tossing and turning, making sounds tossing and turning. If you think like a little kid or a little animal that needs to run themselves in order to chill out, that's what we're talking about. So after we move the energy, then there's space for the feeling of peace. So that's what I walk you through. Also, the other exercise is to allow what you're anxious to move out of your cells with intention through ritual, which I'll explain in the other video. And then to allow that to bathe in solution. So I grabbed a rock because I work a lot with stone. So I imagine my problem leaving me. So I go into living relationship with an inanimate object on purpose, but that's of the earth, knowing that it's of life. an intellect I might not understand. And then let it bathe outside of me. So the act of putting it out and being open and receptive to solution.